Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over my Katsu list for the heavy hitters meta, kind of talk about all things Katsu, where I think the hero sits, some things to think about if you don't like this list specifically, maybe some options you have in order to be most successful in the upcoming meta. But we'll get right into it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. If you're a long-staying supporter, thank you so much as always. Again, this is our first official video as a full-time content creator. So with that, I wanted to add just a little thing in the bottom left. It's a membership goal. I'm not going to hit my membership super hard. I don't want to be that type of creator. I've never have been. Anyone that's watched the channel for more than like 2 or 3 videos knows that. But I wanted to kind of make something for the community and us to work towards as a monthly membership goal. So if you want to support the channel other than views and likes and just general support and try to help us on this full-time creator journey, you can become a channel member. I won't go over this every single video, but there's 3 tiers. There's the dojo member, which is the base level, which is basically like a Twitch sub, gives you access to emotes, a special role in the Discord, a lot of interaction, and a lot of fun times, as well as if you want to do like a one-on-one deck review with me, if you so choose, you can do that. Tier 2 will get you, it's called the Sensei level, will get you entered to win promo cards such as this full art boast that I got from the content creator kits. I'll be entering drawings monthly for those. And then finally, if you decide to go crazy and do the Magichi level, that will get you entered to win stuff like the boast playmat. Any of the playmats that I get from the content creator appreciation kits, I will do giveaways with those specifically for the Magichi level members. But if you want to, definitely check it out. If not, though, I love your general support as always. We'll get right into the video. So we have the Katsu deck tech, and a lot of people have been asking me for my Katsu list. And Katsu, for me right now, hasn't changed a whole lot. The way I like to play Katsu, the way I enjoy liking to play it, doesn't really alter with the heavy hitters meta. Heavy hitters, I think, is going to have a lot of Guardian and a lot of Brute. That's what you're going to have to play into. That's what you're going to have to care about. So for me, I already have a very natural breakpoint style list with leg tap and with rise and knee thrust and things like that. So I think my list favors pretty well into those matchups. It's definitely not favored by any means. It's very difficult. Victor is a workhorse, but I mean, early on, you know, it's just casual testing. But as you can see, I've had pretty good success with the deck on my side, 31-4. And so for me, the list doesn't change a whole lot. I will say there's a couple ways you can take Katsu right now. You can take the way my list is going, which I'll go over here in a second. You also can look at like the Battle Hard Manila list, the PTI event that Katsu just recently placed top 8 in. I'll put the link down to the description of that deck down below. And that list was really cool. It was a Pouncing Links only list where they ran like Saltaroon, Tenacity. They ran stuff like Blue Bonds of Ancestry, Yellow Descendant Gust Waves, Yellow Flusterfist, all types of stuff to have a lot of Links targets for when they exactly need it during the game. So that might also be another option as well. But overall, I think Katsu is more viable than people think. I think a lot of decks are more viable than people think. I mean, if you look at the Battle Hard Manila, the PTI event, there was 4 ninjas in the top 8, 3 Fis, and a Katsu. So, you know, decks that people think aren't as good because of the Guardian Brute meta are actually really good now. So looking into the list, we'll get into the equipment suite. Pretty standard here. I mainboard Heart and Cross Strap. I just like Heart and Cross Strap, not just in the aggro matchups, but in most matchups, because this card just bails you out a lot. It allows you to really take back tempo when you shouldn't be, and allows you to do things that Tunic doesn't always allow you to do. So I run Heart and Cross Strap a lot, and I'll be building out the Sideboard guide for this week. I wanted to see kind of how the meta is slowly developing before I do that. But I will be putting it in this week as well as my Arachne deck sideboard, so please be on the lookout for that. Maybe we'll do a video just talking about each matchup individually, because that would be a long video. But Heart and Cross Strap's in the main, Tunic is in the side, mainly for Kano. I will sometimes put it in even for Bravo and Victor. Arachne, really small matchups or slow matchups like that. But overall, Heart and Cross Strap's in about 80 to 90% of the matchups. I do not run Pouncing Links in my builds. I am not saying Pouncing Links is bad. It's just not the way I prefer to play Katsu. I believe that I play Katsu a little bit differently than most players, even really talented players. So that's neither here nor there. But Mask Momentum for me, this is what makes Katsu viable. Links is very good, but Links is also very dependent on certain turns and using it at the exact right moment in order to be successful. The amount of interaction that Mask Momentum forces even with decks that want to block, you still can force more interaction with Mask of Momentum, and because of that, I have that as my main piece. Then we have Breeze Rider Boots and Tide Flippers as our only AB. Kano is a very relevant deck. We saw 11 Kanos at the time of recording this. I looked at the Battle Hardened Liverpool. There was 11 Kanos in that Battle Hardened. So if Kano starts becoming extremely relevant, right, especially in your local meta, then definitely you can put in maybe Arcane Lantern and one other AB piece and run Oasis in the sideboard. It's really meta dependent. But getting into the list, again, not a whole lot has changed. What has stayed the same, right? We still have 3 Ancestral Empowerments, Be Like Waters. When it comes to Bonds of Ancestry and Descendant Gustwave, you can add more of the yellows if you want. I have found that I like having 1 yellow of each. It's more than enough, honestly. I don't like like a lot of bonds in this meta because it can just deck you out, right? The 3 go again doesn't really do a whole lot in the Guardian. If you're running a Lynx build, then it can be better, but overall, I've found that just 1 yellow each has definitely served its purpose. Enlightened Strike is just amazing. Really good in this meta, for these value plays where you have 2 card 7s. You're able to present a significant breakpoint on your mask in order to go like 5 go again on hit, like, mask trigger. Really good for that. We have Flusterfist. We went down 1 blue Flusterfist just to make room for the Lord of Wind line. I put the Lord of Wind line back in. I'll talk about that here in a second. 100 wins, and then we still have the leg tap line here. So this is a personal choice for me. And if you do not agree with it, that is completely fine. You do not have to run the leg tap line. You definitely could replace these with Spinning Wheel Kick to help with Ancestral Harmony plays. You could replace these with more Bonds of Ancestry and more Descendant Gust Waves. Definitely can do that. I personally like the leg tap line because for several reasons. One, you can go back in my How to Katsu series where I talk about the leg tap line in my other deck tech. The cost curve that leg tap fills is so good. Being able to play leg tap with Surging Strike in hand, and like I've had turns where I had leg tap and Rise and Knee Thrust in hand with a Surging Strike in Arsenal, and then I play like leg tap off Tunic, and I'm able to go leg tap. They let it hit, go get Whelming, play Rise and Knee Thrust, play Surging with my 2 floating, then play Whelming. Like you can just do crazy stupid stuff for really high efficient damage. I mean that line is 4 damage, 5 damage, 5 damage, 4 damage with an on hit, right? You're doing 18 damage over 4 cards with technically 2 draw threats. Rising Knee Thrust allows you to have those breakpoint attacks, which really helps against Guardian because step 1 for me in Guardian is get their armor out as quickly as possible. How do you do that? You present a lot of breakpoints. I see some people in the Discord, which is totally fine, say that breakpoints aren't good in this meta. I think breakpoints is really one of the few ways that you do good in this meta because you can play bonds all you want. If you don't make them give up their armor, they're just going to keep blocking you out with their hand because you're not presenting breakpoints, right? Especially with all these block cards and stuff in the meta right now with Victor and even Bravo running some and Clash cards. Like you need to present breakpoints to at least force that decision point for them to give up their armor because the game really starts against Guardian once you get the armor out. So that's where I have that. I still have the leg tap line. One change I did make is I went down to 2 Art of Wars and 1 Razor Reflex. It just makes your opponent respect you a little bit more late game, especially if they see you pitch it away or if you play it in the mid game, right? They don't know how many you have. You could have 1, you could have 2, right? Usually I'll always pack 1, and then right before the tournament I'll decide if I want to add another one just because people might have seen my list. But we're down to 2 Art of Wars because these can get clunky. Soul Bead Strike, this is another kind of like some people run it, some people don't. I just think it's super good. It's a 0 for 4 potential go again that pairs well with Art of War. It blocks for 3 and it can discard off Katsu, right? It literally fits every single wicket other than being a combo card that you want in Katsu. So I just love it. Running 6 Surging Strike and 6 Whelming Gust Wave, pretty simple there. And then going into our blues, we're running 3 Ancestral Harmony. This card is still great. I love this card. I definitely got overhyped for this card when it first came out. I just love the artwork too. Like it's amazing. But this card is not going to make or break you in a game. I have had some games where, yeah, I've gotten that, really good +7 value turn out of it because I netted a card from Banish, and then I got like +3, +4 over the course of my whole turn with the bonds line. So it can do that, but really this card, most of the time, is just use it when you can, but really it's a good blue block 3 that is an upgrade to some of your like casual 0 for 2s that you had. We have Whelming Gust Wave, just, more synergy with the Surging line. Dishonor, pretty simple here. 3 Lord of Winds in order to make the most of a McGinty play. Late game, when the Guardian has used all their armor, if you can pitch away this McGinty, it's really, really nice late game to help against that fatigue threat. And then 2 Winds of Eternities to help with these 100 win plays, just to kind of make it simple. So when it comes to my sideboard, nothing really has changed. My sideboard was already tech for Guardian, pretty much, and a little bit of Azalea. So Warmonger's Diplomacy is really good into Azalea, obviously. It's really good into Bravo. It prevents them from dominating in a pinch. Usually this comes in, I'll take out like 1 Ancestral Harmony, or I'll just sub it in because I go above 60 against Bravo anyway. It's also really good into Brutes because it prevents them from playing Blood Rush Bellow, which is really important right now. That's their power turn. That's their big turn. If you can prevent KO from playing Blood Rush Bellow and Cast Bones, I mean, you're doing really well in the damage category. Reinforce the line's really good. There's a lot of dominating the format right now, a lot of overpower. It allows you to get around that. Flick Flack, I think, is the better of the 2 defense reactions over Sink Below. Typically, this is coming against Bravo, against Dorinthia, against KO, against Kasai. It's coming against a lot of people. So, it's really good for that. And then Command and Conquer, there are a lot of heroes that are trying to play like really powerful things out of their arsenal right now. There's a lot of arsenal hate in the game. And this also gets around like those heavy defense reaction kind of fatigue style decks that we're seeing, right? So really simple list. I think Katsu has a lot of skill expression in this format. Like I said, I haven't done a ton of testing since Heavy Hitters came out with this list. I had a copy of a list, but I'm doing really well overall with this list. And most of these games, honestly, are not just casual Talishar. It's actual like testing with a group of people. So I would feel perfectly fine going into a tournament with Katsu if you're practiced. Yes, Bravo feels really hard to beat, but it's definitely not unwinnable. Victor is not unwinnable either. I know some people say in the comments they've been having a lot of trouble with Victor. I am not favored into Victor by any means, but the matchup feels, in my opinion, not as bad as Bravo because Victor doesn't disrupt you as much as Bravo does. But that's just my opinion. Honestly, I feel worse than a Bravo in every I'm playing Katsu, Arachne, and KO. And in all 3 of those heroes, I'd rather play Victor over Bravo with all 3 of them. That's just my opinion. I think Victor's gonna be less and less like represented. I think Bravo. I mean, we saw even in the the Balhart in Liverpool this weekend. Like Bravo's gonna end up being like the main Guardian. I think just it's too good right now. But yeah, I'm enjoying the list. Definitely, maybe take some pieces, try it, see if you enjoy it. If you don't, it's totally fine. I will add the sideboard guide this week. Maybe we'll do it on stream. That's probably what we'll do. We'll do it on stream. I think that would be a fun like live content piece instead of making like a 40-minute long video. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. Check me out on the stream if you want to. I'll have it labeled as like Katsu sideboarding and Talishar games so you can know which one it is if in case you missed the stream. But yeah, if you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Also, don't, maybe look at the channel membership if you want to support the channel in a different way. But if not, it's totally fine. Go to another Flesh and Mud creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff so we can get more people trying to do stuff full time, have some fun with it. And yeah, I'll see you all next time on TCG Talk. Y'all have a good day.